Welcome, adventurous viewers, to this week's edition of Good People, Good Works on Supreme Master Television, featuring amazing individuals with superb endurance and unwavering determination to raise money for children in need through long-distance running and bicycling. First, we'll meet Swiss cyclists Beat Fay, Matthias Stadler and Graziano Gervais, who completed a 12,000-kilometre bicycle trip from Zurich, Switzerland to Shanghai, China in 4 stages over 4 years to raise funds for the SOS Children's Villages International. SOS Children's is dedicated to bringing up orphaned and abandoned children in speciality-built villages. The charity has national associations in 132 countries and territories across the globe. One might ask, how did the unique idea of cycling the world for vulnerable kids come about? Let's find out from Beat Fay.
It all started with the realization of a dream of my good friend Matthias, who wanted to drive from Zurich to Moscow with a bicycle. And we realized that in 2006, and after that our experience was so great, we had so many good memories that we thought we have to do something more. And the idea then came up to drive all the way from Zurich to Shanghai by bicycle, because I was there in Shanghai a year before and got to know that the World Exposition was going to be in Shanghai. So we extended our project from Zurich to Shanghai, and we wanted to raise money for these SOS Children's Villages, which every stage we choose a different village. So the first was in St. Petersburg in Russia, the second in Kazakhstan, and the third in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, and the last one then on our way to Shanghai in Tianjin near Beijing.
So you actually helped 4 villages. That's great.
That's right.
How much money did you raise on this trip?
Well, I think we raised around 100,000 Swiss francs. So we're talking for each village about 25,000, which of course this sum is not that big over here in our country, of course, but over there, you know, I'm pretty sure that they can, you know, even build houses or take more kids in these villages.
For their incredible efforts and commitment to uplifting the lives of orphaned and abandoned children around the world, Supreme Master Qinghai contributed $10,000 to SOS Children's Villages International in the cyclists' names. In addition, our association members, on Supreme Master Qinghai's behalf, presented each member of the 3-man team with vegan chocolates and a selection of Supreme Master Qinghai's DVDs and books, including the #1 international bestsellers, The Birds in My Life, The Dogs in My Life, and The Noble Wilds.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
On behalf of our team of Beat, Matt and myself, I would like to say thank you very much to Supreme Master Qinghai for this great donation. Also, of course, in the name of the children at SOS Children's Village, the organization, and of course of all the children who will benefit from this money which has been spent. And I think it's a very exceptional amount. I don't think we had a single amount so big than this $10,000. Thank you very much, and hope we can do something in the future. And thanks again.
Now we'll travel to Canada to visit Martin Parnell, an inspiring 55-year-old runner who ran 250 marathons over a year's time. In other words, by running an average of 5 marathons a week, he covered an astounding 10,550 kilometers in just 12 months. He called his self-imposed challenge the Marathon Quest 250, and through his outstanding feat raised over $300,000 to benefit disadvantaged children. He got the idea for Marathon Quest 250 while cycling across the continent of Africa.
In 2005, 6 years ago, I did a cycle trip across Africa. A group of us cycled from Cairo to Cape Town. 4 months, 10 countries, And during that trip, I had some opportunities to really link up with particularly kids, you know, along the way. In Sudan, I played soccer with kids, and there the soccer ball, you know, as it is, it wasn't a soccer ball, it was a bunch of rags just tied up into a bundle.
To help less privileged children like those he met during his cycling journey, Mr. Parnell chose the Canada-based non-profit Right to Play as his sponsored organisation for Marathon Quest 250.
Well, Right to Play is an international humanitarian organization that uses the transformative power of sport and play to change outcomes for children in over 20 countries around the world now. And so we're in Africa, Asia, the Middle East, and in South America. And what we do is use sport and lessons through coaches who are volunteers. We have over 15,000 volunteers who have been trained in the Right to Play methodology. And we give these coaches the tools to teach children essential life skills. So these are strategies that they can learn to change outcomes in their communities in regards to issues of poverty, disease, and conflict.
So what are sort of some of the games these children play?
Well, we have hundreds and hundreds of games, and depending on which countries we're invited and which communities and what their challenges are, we'll introduce a different set of curriculum to address those challenges. So I can give you a quick example. One game that we play in some African countries where malaria is a problem is malaria tag. And the kids will play what we commonly know as freeze tag. And so they'll play this game, and through the game they'll learn all the symptoms of malaria. They'll learn that if you get the symptoms that you need to see a doctor, and they actually, again, as I said, live the lesson, so they understand the dangers of malaria, but also how to address that. And then there are different games they play which teach them that you have to use a mosquito net at night, and it's very important to do that, and also how the disease is transmitted. Martin Parnell is a hero to Right to Play. He's he basically adopted us. He approached us some time ago and told us this extraordinary challenge that he had set for himself, which is to run 250 marathons in a year.
So you decided to take him up on the challenge after how long?
Oh, it was really the first meeting where he convinced us that we should be supporting his activities, and we thought it was brilliant, and it's just turned out magnificently. He's raised over $250,000 through his efforts, and that's helped tens of thousands of children benefit from our programs.
Hearing of his Marathon Quest 250 initiative to better the welfare of less fortunate children globally, Supreme Master Ching Hai provided Martin Parnell with $10,000 to support his endeavours and gifted him with a number of her DVDs and books, including The Love of Centuries and From Crisis to Peace. The generous Mr. Parnell immediately passed on the donation to Right to Play.
Thank you so much. That is so cool. Right, Robert, I'd like to present you with a check for $10,000 to Right to Play to help with the brilliant work that Right to Play is doing.
Thank you very much.
Great.
It's fantastic.
The presentation of the check to myself and for Right to Play is absolutely terrific. And I would like to say to Master Ching Hai, thank you so much. This is just amazing. The works that she's done is, and I did have a look, are absolutely fantastic. The $10,000 will be helping a large number of children with Right to Play programs and give them some key skills. Thank you.
Mr. Parnell later wrote a kind thank you letter to Supreme Master Ching Hai, the following of which is an excerpt.
To Supreme Master Ching Hai, 2010 was very special for me. I was blessed to be able to run 250 marathons and raise over $300,000 for the children's charity Right to Play. In June 2011, I will be travelling to the West African country of Benin. I will visit a school for blind children and one for deaf children. Some of the funds I raised last year are being used in these schools. It was an incredible honour to receive the $10,000 for my efforts in 2010. I have decided to donate the money to Right to Play. This will allow 200 underprivileged children to benefit from a Right to Play program in 2011. Thank you for making this possible. All the best, Martin Parnell.
In appreciation of the financial support it received for Mr. Parnell's compassionate undertaking, Right to Play also wrote a letter of thanks to Supreme Master Ching Hai. Here is an excerpt from Robert Witchell's thoughtful letter.
Dear Supreme Master Ching Hai, for children, to play is to learn. Over 190 countries around the world have ratified the UN's Convention of the Rights of the Child, which states that every child has certain basic rights, including the right to play. Regrettably, millions of children are confronted with challenges that most of us cannot even fathom, such as war, poverty, and disease. Headquartered in Canada, Right to Play is proud to be the global leader in sport for development and peace. Every week, over 700,000 children in 20 countries benefit from our programs. And with this gift, we can continue our work and expand our impact. Specifically, the Supreme Master Ching Hai International Association's donation of $10,000 enables 200 children to participate in weekly sport and play activities for an entire year. Kind regards, Robert Witchell, National Director, Canada, Right to Play.
Next to his signature, Robert Witchell added the following handwritten note to Supreme Master Ching Hai. Thank you for your generous support of our work. Bede Fay, Matthias Dadler, Graziana Gervais, and Martin Parnell, we applaud the noble missions you have undertaken to improve the well-being of vulnerable children living in so many different nations, and our accolades to SOS Children's Villages International and Right to Play for their many years of exceptional charitable work that has benefited so many youngsters. For more information on the guests and organisations featured today, please visit the following websites: Martin Parnell, www.marathonquest250.com, Right to Play, www.rightoplay.com, SOS Children's Villages International, www.sos-childrensvillages.org. Cherished viewers, thank you for joining us on this edition of Good People, Good Works. May the innocence and purity of children rekindle the child's spirit in us all.
For more details, please see www.suprememastertv.com/GPGW.